you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the live. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be talking about Jaron Boots Ennis. Is he really going to drop those belts and move up? And what is Javante Tank's next opponent? Is it Tio? Could it be Teofimo Lopez? Or Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao? But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. So, how's everybody doing this Monday holiday? Going live today. Again, 4th day in a row. But after today, we'll be back on my regularly scheduled lives on Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. For sure, I'll be live. But these are just some pop-up lives I'm doing. Celebrating my 1,000 subscribers. Shout out to the old subscribers and the new subscribers. Thank y'all very much for subbing to the channel. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the cash apps, all the likes, all the comments, all of your contribution that you've made to 2 Cents Boxing to get it to this point that it is right now. Be sure to share the content with other boxing fans within the community, because this is the most underrated YouTube channel in these YouTube boxing streets. But I'm curious. I'm so curious. Is Jaron Boots Ennis gonna drop that belt? Should he drop the belt? Should he drop the belt? Let's see who we got in the building. Robert Pitts in the building. He says, I hope it's T.O., but I highly doubt it. Laugh out loud. Shout out Robert Pitts. We got all things in the building. What up? What up? Don't mess with Texas. And EB sweat a lot. What's going on? What y'all think? Should Jaron Boots Ennis drop that belt? Should he just go up to 54? Or will he be able to capture those belts at the 47-pound division and achieve his dream, him and his dad's dream, number one goal of being undisputed? Brian King B. Falcon in the building. What is up? Alan Sostan, what's up? EB Sweaterlot says yes. He should drop that belt and move up. But do y'all understand how long it took him to get that belt? He had to wait for Bud and Earl to clear out the division. They was holding up the belts. Not holding them up, but they was running around collecting belts, trying to get that undisputed fight underway. And then when they finally make the fight, he don't even get to fight for the belt because Terrence Crawford ran off with it into another division. So now he got to wait. Well, no, not this belt, the IBF belt. They did strip it. So they take it from Crawford and give it to Boots. Again, he didn't get the fight for that belt. So I think they was thinking, okay, well, once we get a belt, these fights should be easier to make because these champions, they should want to unify. That's what I would think. These champions, they should want to unify. But we all know it's not that easy. We all know it's quote unquote size of the street. We all know money's involved. We all know it's a possibility of people outpricing themselves and or getting lowballed. So all of these factors do come into play. Unless you with the right people at the right time. And right now, he's with Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn seems to be having trouble getting him fights in the 147-pound division. Now, I don't blame, it's not Boots' fault that he has to fight Karen again, in my opinion, because Karen did what he needed to do in order to become the mandatory. So he went and did that, and now he's the mandatory again. So now he will have to fight Boots again. How do we even like Karen? So Karen's gonna take that fight? You see, Crowley refused to fight him. He not even in no ranking no more. He done ducked Jaron Ennis multiple times. EB Swell, I say, I think that 147 belt is trapping Boots right now. I feel like Boots is being frozen out of 147. EB Swell, how is he being frozen out? He had the opportunity to go sign with PBC. It's two belts over there. So y'all let me know and drop it below. Who all has a belt in 47? Name them. Please be sure to punch that like button if you in the building. Make sure you punch that like button. That's definitely helping support the channel. And you can definitely always hit in the Cash App at 2 cents boxing if you would like to monetarily support the channel. Bryce King Falcon say, I think Boots regret signing with her. You think so? You think he didn't take any of this into consideration before he signed with her? Like, her has never produced an American star. So I don't think he signed with her. I think he signed with her because Hearn told him, I'm going to pay you a decent amount and I'm going to be able to keep you active. I think that's why he signed with her. He want to stay active and get paid. It's just unfortunate that his revenue hasn't caught up to his skill level. And so people feel like they can outprice themselves when it's time to fight them because of the risk that they're gonna be taking, I guess. Alan Sosan say if it means him fighting someone notable, then yes. And that's a point I made. I had a video that dropped today if y'all want to check it out. It's about the pros and cons of Boots going to 54. And one of the pros that I mentioned in the video that just dropped today, y'all make sure y'all go check it out, is that it's more notable names at 54 for him to fight where he can really display and show his skills and people can give him credit for those fights. Quote unquote credit. Whatever that's worth, but I'm just saying it's big names and it's bigger names at the 54 division. So I think that would be better for him and his resume in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me check this real quick. Uh, Shout out to, I'm just gonna say IB with the $2. Oh, here we go. Shout out to EB Sweat a Lot with the $2 in the super chat. Appreciate that. Shout out to EB Sweat a Lot. So boom, he'll get some notable names on his record. We got the Phenomenal Show in the building. What's going on, Phenomenal Show? We got 9 Fingers in the building. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Phenomenal Show. I told y'all Tank said these dudes have bad reputation around them, and he was specifically speaking about Boots. So is he, when you say that, Phenomenal Show, you're saying Boots got the bad reputation or Boots being around somebody with the bad reputation? He says Boots has to get more names on his resume. That is undeniable. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what Boots is going to do. Like he has to move up. I don't see what other options he have. Like what are you going to sit around at 47 and for how long? Are you trying to wait for certain fighters to retire or just, you know what I'm saying, age out the division before you move up? Like I don't understand because we can see how it goes in the future. Like if he rematches Karen, then what? Like, is it such a detriment to him to rematch Karen that he would have to drop the belt and move up? Because he can't help that's his mandatory. Don't mess with Texas. Say drop the belt. Nobody gonna fight him at 47. Now the Tank was saying that Boots has had bad management, and he was insinuating that he should have came to Al Heyman. Why these fighters don't want to go to Al Heyman, I don't understand. If Boots should have been a star, whether they set him up to look like one and he ain't really like that, and they was just giving him so whatever they was doing, whatever the case may be, Boots has the talent to have been put in a position to be a star. And I absolutely agree with Tank. Maybe he should have got some different management. Brian King B. Falcon say, watch when Boots move up. How 147 heat up. So you think nobody at 147 right now because Boots there? They not really ducking him like that. That's crazy. He said on Twitter, I'll try and find a tweet, but it was back around May or June. I mean, I don't know. To me, when Boots Ennis went to Eddie Hearn, I'm like, is this gonna be Andrade 2.0? Because you fighting Karen again, who you gonna fight after that? Like, yeah, you gonna make your little guarantee your money, you gonna sell out in your city. I mean, I guess he'll help you build your name, but I think it just matters how long Boots stays there. I'm not sure if if they got a 3-fight deal or whatever their fight deal is, if once the deal is up, if he stays with Eddie Hearn, then that'll be a really really big problem. But also at this point, he can't keep wasting fights. Like he's getting attention, he's getting eyes on him. Put him in some fights with some names to help, kind of speed up his route to superstardom because he had 30 something fights. EB Swell, say Boots need Al Heyman as an advisor. I don't know, man. I don't know why he wouldn't. Eddie can't help him build his name in the States. Well, he got a phenomenal show. He letting them headline in his own city. They selling out wherever they, having a fight at. He headlining in his own city. And he can't constantly be fighting in Philly either. Well, there you go. That's true. That is true. But we'll see. I mean, I'm interested to see how this play out. The same with Shakur. Like, what is Eddie Hearn gonna do for Shakur? What is he got at the 35 for Shakur? But they say it's only for 2 fights. So we'll see what happens after these 2 fights. Everything just seemed real slow right now in boxing. It seemed real, real slow. You had the Brian Norman Boots fiasco last week. That ended abruptly and quickly, didn't it? It was going on for about 3-4 days, and then boom, over with. Which let me know it was probably Cap. Boots been had a name in Philly for years. The city gonna always come out for him. Well, that's good. That's great. That's great that he got a city behind him. Now he need to bounce around to different cities. But he got to get in front of more people, which means he needs to get better fights. We got Teach in the building. What's going on, Teach? So I don't know. I don't know what Boots is gonna do. We shall see. And I guess he's gonna have to either negotiate to fight Karen or drop the belt. I don't know, man. Like, really, you gonna drop the belt after all that? You just gonna drop the belt after you've been through all that, going through all that, trying to get a belt, and now you have a belt, and now it's your time to unify and make your undisputed run. You're just gonna drop it and move up. But the link is pinned to the top of the chat. If anybody want to come up here on the panel and give their 2 cents about the situation, about Boots dropping his belt, what you think he should do, pros and cons of moving up, who would you like to see him fight? Besides Brian Norman Jr., who else would y'all like to see him fight at 147? This is for the chat. Besides Brian Norman Jr., who else would y'all like to see him fight at 147? But now it's a lot of talk about who next opponent is going to be. Okay, I got some people say Barrios. Barrios, that's a good fight. But apparently Barrios don't want to fight him. And he across this quote-unquote street. But lately it's been a lot of talk about who Tank is going to fight next. And I've noticed this pattern that this happens every single time Tank fights. We sit around, we guess who he gonna fight. We trash. People trash everybody who's a potential opponent for Tank before he fights them. It don't matter who. You can just run down the list. They're gonna trash each of them, so they can already have their talking points ready when the opponent is announced. But a lot of people were saying Rayo. That's who Tank gonna fight next. And then Robert Garcia came out, and he was basically like, we got a rematch clause with um Pitbull. So and Ryo's not fighting no more this year. So that kind of X'd out Ryo, allegedly. You never know, but Robert Garcia came out and said he got a rematch clause with Pitbull. He not fighting for the rest of the year. So we can take Ryo off the list. We can take Pitbull off the list because one, he just lost, and two, he got the rematch clause with Ryo. Hold on, y'all give me a second. Okay. He got the rematch clause with Ryo. So the last maybe 2 days, I've been seeing the Efimo name pop up about fighting Tank next. Recently, Tio was spotted training with Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso. And I'm curious. First of all, I'm glad that Teofimo Lopez got some, some more trainers or some better trainers. I've always said I felt like, his dad is cool, but I think he needs some better trainers. I think if he had better trainers, he'll be a much better fighter. So I think it's cool he over there with Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, or see it appears that way. We'll see once we get to watch him perform after training with them. But a lot of people were saying now he's about to fight Tank next. So I want y'all to let me know and drop it below in the chat or click the link and come up and give me your 2 cents. What do you all think about a Teofimo Lopez Tank Davis fight? And maybe the fight will be at a catch weight. Maybe the fight will be at 140. I don't want to hear he dug such and such because he could have fought him. Listen, we talking about if T.O. is Tank's next opponent. Zach B in the building. What's going on? Somebody say, I'm telling you, signing with Matchroom is going to hurt Boots. Zach B say, sis salute, 98% of boxing news on YouTube is cap. Only the after fight and or fight talk is real. Stay genuine, sis. We need it. Appreciate it. Pre-fight. So, T.O. for Javante Tank Davis next, would that be a big fight? Is that a fight that people want to see? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing T.O. and Tank fight. I think Tank will win, of course, because I think T.O. struggles and have a hard time with fighters with footwork. And I think Tank has a higher IQ than Teofimo Lopez. But we all know that Teofimo Lopez has a tendency to step it up in big fights. He plays to the level of his competition a lot of times, which is why he looks so inconsistent. But I think if he's fighting Tank Davis, he would take this fight extremely serious, and we might see the best TO we've ever seen. Still probably gonna get knocked out, but he may put up a great performance. So let's see what we got. Somebody say trash. T.O. cry too much. Dang, don't mess with Texas. You say the fight trash? Come on, that's a fight people want to see. I guarantee you it ain't as trash as the latter. The other rumors I've been hearing. T.O. and Tank would be a great fight, but Tank sleeps him badly. Yeah, maybe. So the next opponent I've been hearing people mention for Tank is Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, which I think is absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous for people to think that Tank will fight Manny Pacquiao. But I guess if you look at maybe the business side of that fight, maybe that'll be a good fight. It'll do big numbers. But seriously, if Tank fight Manny Pacquiao, he will be getting the criticism from me, even though he may be making a lot of money with that fight. But I don't think so. Like, put a one in the chat if you want to see Tank and Pacquiao fight. Like it doesn't even make sense. They're like decades apart. That fight doesn't even make sense. So I did hear a rumor that he might be fighting Pacquiao next, which made absolutely no sense to me. But it is boxing, so you never know if the numbers make sense. They would definitely throw you in the ring. Zach B say no, but I'll watch it. They put a 0 in the chat. I mean, but no, I remember I've been hearing rumblings throughout the years of Tank fighting Pacquiao. So I can't say I would be surprised if they put the fight on because I have heard conversations here and there about Tank and Manny Pacquiao fighting, but it was always just kind of tossed to the side like Manny Pacquiao's too old. He's too old. He's too old. And he's even older now and he's too old. And he's been out inactive out the ring. He just had this little exhibition with the Japanese guy that was putting hands on him. So I don't know. I mean, I'll watch it, but I don't want to see Tank Davis fight Manny Pacquiao, especially the way he just got spanked by Ugas. We got Cooking with Frank in the building. What up, 2 cents? Salute to you and congrats on the 1K. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Cooking with Frank. Don't mess with Texas. Say Tank versus Pitbull 2. We already covered it. Tank and Pitbull and Rayo have a rematch clause. So according to Robert Garcia, Rayo's not fighting for the rest of the year, and Pitbull and Rayo have a rematch clause. Now, he did say if somebody willing to pay some step aside money, maybe something could happen, but he really more so emphasized the fact that they not fighting next. Zach say Pan said at 145. Tank a butterball at 145. Now Manny Pacquiao did, but that was a while ago. He said the 145. But he did say he would meet Tank at 145 and fight him. Now, I'm not sure why Tank will go all the way to 145 for a fight. Because if I go up to 145 and fight Manny Pacquiao, I'm on I'm trying to get acclimated to some weight some type of way. Because I mean, how competitive we think Manny Pacquiao gonna be? But I could be wrong. I don't know, but 145. I don't know. I'll pass on that. That makes me even want to see the fight not even more now because it gotta be at 145. I'd rather watch Connor Eggs versus Tank than Pac. Connor been getting slept by Tank. Mark Q in the building. What's going on, Mark Q? Listen, if you just stepped in here, be sure to punch the like button. If you're new here, be sure to punch that subscribe button. Make sure to drop your 2 cents in the comments as I go throughout the chat. And if you would like to monetarily support the channel, you can always hit the Cash App at 2 cents boxing. Mark Q say, been on those Yoshi eggs and Mario mushrooms. And then, but they was talking about Connor being for boots. They were talking about making a Connor being boots fight. And I guess Connor Ben will be a notable name on his resume. But who else is there? Blair Cobb? Who else is there for boots to put on his resume? I mean, he could put Brian Norman Jr. on there, but I mean, let's be honest, he's not ready for that fight. That's why they couldn't pay him enough to get in the ring. Ariana, what's going on? Is Keith actually retired? I would say so. I can't see him coming back trying to make another fight. I don't think he's announced it, but he might. Maybe he might try to come back for one more fight.
Payday, payday. You want payday? I know that.
You know they coming back for them paydays and them fights. So we shall see. I just dropped the link in the chat. If anybody want to come up here and get a 2 cents about the topics we've been talking about, what is next for Tank Davis? I mean, everybody keeps saying that Tank's next opponents, he got this deal with Amazon Prime and he getting paid all this money. So, he has to make big fights. He has to make sure he make big fights. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. He's at the 135-pound division. I think him going up to 145 is not realistic. Even though him and Manny Pacquiao fight might do good numbers and make a lot of money, but I just don't think that's realistic. Him going to 145. I could absolutely be wrong because this is boxing and anything is possible. Then I heard people mentioning Edwin De Los Santos' name, but I don't think he will fight Edwin De Los Santos coming off a loss. And I think somebody told me Edwin De Los Santos was injured or something crazy like that. I think I might have heard that. So I don't know who is going to be next for Tank. We got J.A. Dixon in the building. We still got people pulling in. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. So, any ideas besides, all right, this is who's off the table for Tank's next opponent. Rayo, Pitbull, De Los Santos, and who else? Shakur. He already beat up Frank Martin. I mean, who is there? Who y'all got? Let me know in the chat or click the link. Who do you have? Zepeda's off the table because Zepeda's fighting Cambosis, I believe. J.A. Dixon say, I hate trying to guess with all these fighters, man. SMH. They seem kind of janky doing this mystery opponent damn near every fight. Every fight, J.A. Dixon. We sit here and try to guess this opponent and be loud and wrong every fight. People swore he was fighting Pitbull his last fight. But I'm glad all things said this Loma the Duck off the table. What if they were able to get the negotiations together and they're going to fight Loma next? What if they got it together? But do y'all think Loma will really take that fight? Do y'all think Loma will really take that fight? And if he take that fight, that's his last fight for sure. But some people saying, well, Loma's sitting around waiting for Tank and Shakur to fight so he could fight the winner of them. I'm like, Loma really ain't got time to be doing that. I don't think Loma got time to be sitting around waiting for two other people to fight them. And they younger than you. Just get you a big payday with one of them and retire. That's what I would say. Don't mix with Texas. Say Tank might go down to 130. Who is there at 130 for Tank to fight? Don't mess with Texas. Who would you want to see Tank fight at 130? Trying to think. 130. In a way, just fought, so we know it ain't gonna be him. They talking about them fighting at 130. Gary, when the last time Gary had a fight? That'd be crazy if he fight Gary. I mean, I wouldn't want to see that fight either, to be honest with you. Gary been inactive, injured. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's definitely not a big fight. It might be a big fight. It might do a good gate, but I don't know how it would do for no pay per view numbers because they probably have it in DC or something like that. But who else you got at 130? And if why would he go to 130? He can just pull him up to 35. Ariana say Gary ain't fought in 3 years. Ain't no way he fighting Tank next. Tank would get clown for fighting somebody coming off a 3-year layoff. That would be crazy. Tank is getting roasted if he do that. Lamont Roach at 130, or is he at 135? Lamont Roach is getting smoked by Tank. Easy. That's easy work, in my opinion. I think that'd be a good fight. And when is the last time Lamont Roach fight? I know he won. He beat Hector Garcia, but who has he fought since then? And that was a while ago. Chris Colbert, man, Chris Colbert just lost, and Chris Colbert too small for 35 anyway. He need to go back down. Nah, it has to be somebody who can sell out the T-Mobile Arena. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole arena. I mean, we don't know what weight class. We don't know. We don't. It's just crazy. I do want to just wait for him to announce his opponent, but I mean, it's just good for conversation. That's what I'm saying. That man fighting on Pro Box. I don't know if they gonna slap him on pay per view. From Pro Box to pay per view. Are y'all following the Grady twins? Do y'all know who that is? So nobody knows who Tank Davis' next opponent gonna be. We don't know what's going on with Boots Ennis dropping his belt. Has anybody heard any more information on that? I'm trying to pull up this video so we can watch. I can show you guys the Grady twins. Let me see. Yeah, one just fought. He just got the knockout. I'm trying to pull it up. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. Next time I'll be more prepared so I can show you guys what is going on. But what is the deal with Turkey really thinking that he was going to be able to compete with Canelo Alvarez with the UFC event? Now it's another event, tens of millions of dollars in the red, exorbitant, crazy ticket prices. Now he's starting to cut the ticket prices. You, I don't know what Turkey is doing. Maybe it'll pay out in the long run. I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes on it to see what's going on because It's just weird to me. Like, are you trying to lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever watch somebody do something, you be like, are you trying to lose? Are you trying? Like, cause you can't be consciously, you didn't consciously sit down and just be like, fine, I'm gonna buy the most expensive venue and put on this event and compete with Canelo, and we gonna crush him because look how expensive and nice and pretty my event is. It doesn't work like that. And what is he doing with Shakur Stevenson with this pay-per-view? I don't I don't understand. Like, and then on top of that, now Turkey wants to charge 15 $20 for the pay-per-view. So the fact, I feel like the fact that Turkey wants to charge $15 for his pay-per-views must mean that, in my opinion, all his cards gonna be pay-per-view. All his cards are going to be behind the paywall. So yeah, it'll be cheaper, but you're still gonna have to pay to watch his cards. And then I don't understand why you think if somebody is getting something for free and you lower the price, you just think they all of a sudden gonna start paying for it because it's cheaper when they still have access to getting it free. No. If you charge $15 for Shakur Stevenson's pay-per-view, what you're doing is, and just to give my 2 cents, lowering the value of Shakur Stevenson's fight. Because people gonna spend their time and their money where they see value. So it's almost like, well, no matter what the price is, and of course it's no matter what the price is, but I'm just saying, as long as the price is something that I view as reasonable, I'm gonna pay for it. But if I'm out here getting it free, just because you lower the price doesn't mean that I'm gonna pay for it now because the price is lower. If you put on something that a fight that the fans see valuable, they will pay for it at whatever price point is reasonable for you and them, and they will buy the fight. But making the fight $15 is not gonna make people buy the fight. And I'm not sure what this strategy is, but to me, you just lowered Shakur's stock and his value with this card you putting on for him. Since Shakur Stevenson has went to Eddie Hearn, he hasn't even stepped in the ring and fought a fighter that Eddie Hearn has put him in front of, and it seems as though already his value is getting lowered. Boom, you was gonna be on the undercard of the fight, the Bivol Barinchik fight. Okay, taking a step down. You're not the main event. You on the undercard. All right, cool. Next, you fighting in Saudi. All right, United Even America, which is mainly your fan base. You all the way far across the world. Okay, cool. Boom, you fighting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday when your fan base is not watching boxing. Another hit. On top of that, college football is going to be on. So now people have to choose between watching a free football game or paying to watch you fight a fight that they're really not interested in the first place. Now, I laughed when Andre Ward did that interview with Eddie Hearn and he said, "Oh, they set up the flop." But I don't know what y'all see, and I don't know if y'all want to click the link or let me know in the comments. Does this look like it was set up to flop? Does this look like it was set up to flop? Let me see what y'all saying over here in this comments. Says Roach just fought in June, but I don't know who Tank will fight. Maybe Tevin Farmer. Ah, come on, he just lost. Canelo done damn near already sold out his fight. Laugh out loud. I don't know what they was thinking. Phenomenal show, according to Herlanga, is sold out. Berlanga. Turkey and them done had to cut their prices like 10 times exactly. Because why were they so high? Why were they so high? Joseph Torres say new subscriber. Heard you on AM Sports Media Podcast was Greg. Shout out to Joseph Torres for subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. Says lowering pay-per-view prices does not get you more pay-per-view buys. That's terrible business. People illegally stream because they can. Listen, I don't understand it, Phenomenal Show. Why would you? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe listen, I'm no expert. This is just my 2 cents. I'm no expert. But just on the outside looking in, it kind of looked like that wasn't a good idea because I'm not gonna buy this. I wasn't gonna buy the Shakur Stevenson fight. But now that it's $15, I'm still not gonna buy it. Because I'll just watch that later. That's not nothing that I have to stop my afternoon to go watch. I'll just watch it later. It's not a good time. Like I don't understand if Turkey don't understand how things work over here, or if he thinks that his money will have the influence to change the culture, or maybe he is trying to change the culture. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe he's investing so much money into these events and doing things this way because he wants to change the culture over here in America. Because if you want to take fights to Saudi Arabia and show them over there and then put them behind the paywall, we're going to have to be used to watching fights in the middle of Saturday afternoon for 9 hours. Y'all get what I'm saying? Marcus say, I don't think they expect much outside of a great dominant showing and attempting to build his brand off that concept. But that's what I'm saying, Marcus. Before we even get to the fight, they already devaluing his brand. They had him on the undercard. They got him fighting in the evening. He competing with football. It's behind the paywall now. The main reason why people were going to watch the fight, they don't even need. You get what I'm saying? Like if people was wanted to watch the main card, but you just happen to be the co-main event, okay, they gonna watch it. But now they don't even have to watch it. And if they do want to watch it, they gotta pay for it when the main card is free. The phenomenal shot, I say, I'm absolutely not paying for that Shakur fight. They're insulting me by putting that fight on pay-per-view. And I'm thinking, I think somebody was saying, or I heard somebody say that the fight is only gonna be pay-per-view in the US. Everybody else gonna get to see it for free. And I don't know if Shakur Stevenson, I don't want to say they have a beef, but I will say Shakur Stevenson and ESPN's contract is up, I believe. So I guess they like, hey, our contract up. You're not about to be fighting on my network. Nobody. That's so funny because he'll be the 10,000th person that then tried to change how we operate over here. Not happening. That's what I'm saying. He trying. I mean, he in the Hall of Fame. He a Hall of Famer. Turkey Al Sheik is a Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's crazy work. Shakur moving like Bud 2.0. Hey, you said it, not me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Shakur could be like You know what? Nah, I don't put this on pay per view. I don't know if he has the power to say that or if he just like, hey, just pay me my money. Who y'all want me to fight? Do it however you want to do it. Just give me my bread, which is cool if that's what you want. But don't be tweeting out you searching for greatness and all this other stuff, and you want to be a pay per view star because this is going the complete opposite way, in my opinion, of being a pay per view star. You get what I'm saying? This is going the complete opposite way. So we'll see how that play out. But put a one in the chat if y'all gonna buy that Shakur fight. It's only $15. No, but I don't know when he gonna try to start this cheaper pay per view. But I thought Turkey Al Sheik was for the fans, and he gonna give us the fights we want to see, and he not gonna be charging and this and that. Has Turkey Al Sheik he been charging for them cars? Them cars been pay per view because that's the structure and the business model in boxing of how people are making their money these days. Then there are a lot of things that Turkey Al Sheik can do that the other promoters aren't willing to do because he has the money to do so. And he's not afraid or he has no qualms about losing tens of millions of dollars on events because he want to put on the big and best events. That's what I'm getting from Turkey Al Sheik. He wants to put on the biggest, bestest events that he can possibly put on. And what's next after that? I don't know because I feel like at some point that will stop. And then what happens? But he's definitely putting them fights on pay per view. And him lowering the price just make me feel like we're gonna get a bunch of fights from Turkey Al Sheik that's gonna be behind the paywall. But we'll see. And I wonder how long they knew somebody put -1. -1. Most money for the least threat. That's the motto. That's the motto. It says Turkey still hasn't made a fight I've been asking for outside of Fury versus Usyk and Bivol versus Beterbiev. He putting on the fights you didn't know you wanted to see until he make them. Turkey needs to go home. Period. I don't trust him. We just gotta wait and see how it plays out. Now I seen the articles that I need to read about him starting a league. Anybody in the chat familiar with that? Look, I'm only gonna be on here a few more minutes unless somebody, click the link and come chop it up with me. If not, I'll hop off here. Just came and did a quick, hour with y'all. Chop it up. Boxing talk. Say, don't worry, he won't last long. I don't know. When he paid to get in that Hall of Fame, I was like, and you know what? That'd be crazy. Like, what if he don't last long? He's just here for like the next 2 years and then he out. This man that came, got in the Hall of Fame. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Look, if you're listening to the show, be sure to punch that like button. If it's your first time here, be sure to punch that subscribe button. Make sure you help support the channel. Both of those are free, but if you would like to monetarily support the channel, you can hit the Cash App at 2 cents boxing. Says they must think boxing fans are dumb fools. Well, I could see why. I'll say that. Says they claimed he was going to use his money to make all the fights happen, though I don't see that happening. No, because he would have Ray Davis say he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's in the honorary Hall of Fame. Okay, Ray Davis, thank you for that correcting me there. He's an honorary member of the Hall of Fame or in the honorary Hall of Fame, however you want to look at it. But he's a Hall of Famer, honorary, regular, whatever the case may be. Skills from New Orleans in the building. What's going on? Dragon Assassin official in the building. What's going on? I see we got some new people in the chat. So, in case y'all missed the earlier conversation, we were talking about who is Tank's next opponent. This is a game that we all love to play every time before Tank fights because for some reason his opponents are so secretive and we can't know anything until they announce it. So the rumors I've been hearing, and if y'all heard anything different, let me know and drop it in the comments, is that T.O. could possibly be a next opponent for Gervonta Tank Davis. He was recently spotted training with Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso, or old man Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Now, I think the Pacquiao fight is just utterly ridiculous and makes no sense. But from a business standpoint, maybe it'll be a big fight. Maybe it'll do a lot of numbers. Maybe they'll make a lot of money, which is cool, I guess. But we don't want to see that. Rayo, Pitbull, out the picture. De Los Santos coming off a loss. I think he's out the picture. So we're just curious if anybody want to take a stab at that and guess. Dragon Assassin say no, not Pacquiao. That's trash. Yeah, it's trash. Nobody wants to see him fight Pacquiao. I don't even know who started that rumor, but I've been seeing it on the YouTube streets. And Pacquiao did just do the exhibition. But I thought Pacquiao was about to fight Barrios, which even that fight, I still felt the same way. Like, Barrios, why are you fighting Pacquiao? So, I don't know. We don't know. But the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Or I just dropped the link in the chat. If everybody want to click the link and come and give their 2 cents on who they think Tank Davis will be fighting next, or do they think Jaron Boots Ennis should stay at 47 and pursue his dreams of becoming the undisputed champion, or should he move up to 54? Skills from New Orleans say, call me crazy. Money May versus Tank will create historical numbers. Floyd Mayweather would never. He know better. He know better than to get in there with them young fighters trying to fight. But it definitely would do big numbers, kind of like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, which is the dumbest fight I've ever heard in the history of me watching boxing. Why would Jake Paul want to fight a 60-year-old man? I don't understand. But he's allegedly getting $40 million for that fight. So kudos and salute to him. Kudos and salute to him. But 47 is a deserted house. Says, I thought Manny and Ryan were supposed to do an exhibition fight. It would make sense for Ryan while he's suspended, in my opinion. I mean, that would make sense. Why everybody want to fight Manny Pacquiao though? Why? Like, nobody trying to see none of y'all fight Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao fooled around and beat up Ryan. Dragon Assassin say, who is left at 135 for Tank to fight? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to ask y'all. Who y'all think is left at 45 for Tank to fight? Tank and Boots in the same boat. Uh, Tank and Boots not in the same boat. Tank boat probably a little bit bigger than Boots. Tank on a yacht, Boots in a boat. Pack is no longer formidable foe. Yeah, he's not. In my opinion, he can go do his exhibitions and do them type of fights. I don't know why him and Floyd won't rematch and do an exhibition. That'll do some decent numbers. Obviously, boxing fans don't care how old you are. Not the casual exhibition type, Jake Paul fan base type boxing fans. All they know is he fighting Mike Tyson. Them kids wasn't even born when Mike Tyson was fighting. They just then went to YouTube and looked up some videos and seen who Mike Tyson was and was like, yeah, he's vicious. Says no one out there for Tank and Boots to fight at the moment. I mean, there's people out there. They just not trying to make the fight. I don't think Devin and Tank will ever fight. I think Devin and Shakur maybe, but I don't think Devin can stay at 140 much longer. And I don't know if Shakur is moving up anytime soon. So I don't think they'll ever cross paths. So some of these fights should have been made earlier. And we gotta, as fans, we have to understand that one loss does not define your whole career. And a lot of times these fighters don't want to take losses because the way their value and their stock drops off of one loss. But if they fought more often, the one loss wouldn't mean as much as it does. But if you fighting once a year, once every 18 months, of course, if you take a loss, that's all people gonna be in their mind and what they remembering. You got to get in the ring more. So we got to figure these promotional companies and fighters, we got to figure out a way to get more fights going on and the fighters fighting more, which that's the goal of Turkey Al-Sheikh, and I guess he's doing that. Would y'all say fighters are fighting more? Would y'all say we've gotten more boxing since Turkey Al-Sheikh has been in the game? Because PBC is in a rebuilding time. So it may take them 2 years, to get everything together. 3 years to get everything together. Who knows? But they're rebuilding right now. Everything has changed. And it's not just boxing. It's not just PBC. It's everybody. It's all across the board. Football on streaming apps now. Basketball on streaming apps now. TNT don't even got the NBA no more. Like, everything across the board as far as sports, the way we watch sports, the way we consume sports, it's all changing. Or it's all changed. So everybody got to navigate their way around and figure out, what's the best way to adapt to the change and still be profitable. People have so many options. There's so many streaming apps. It's so, what I'm saying? It's more options for people. So they got to figure this stuff out. That will be a good surprise. Gervonta versus Devin. I highly, highly doubt that. If Devin came back in about 2 fights and kind of built his name back up and had some good fights, people might want to still see the Tank fight, even though I never thought that Devin was going to beat Tank. This is my 2 cents. But some people say styles make fights, and they still interested in seeing that fight. So I've been on here about an hour and 5 minutes. Didn't nobody want to come up today and get a 2 cents. This is the last call. But I'm about to hop off of here. I just want to hop on. Hope everybody is enjoying their vacation day, relaxing. Just want to come chat with y'all about some boxing talk for a little while. It is a little slow in boxing right now, but you know when it pick up, it's gonna pick up. But I'm glad Boots is the topic of discussion, getting some eyes on him, got people talking about him. But I want to thank everybody for joining me today. If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about the conversation and topics that we talked about today. Who is going to be next for Tank Davis? Is Jaron Boots Ennis going to drop that belt and move up to the 54-pound division? We don't know. But thank you for everybody that joined me today. Thank you for everybody that punched the like and subscribe button. Thank you for everybody that hit the Cash App. All the support you give to this channel is greatly appreciated. I'm Jay, and stay for my 2 cents in the next live.